and requested special permission for me to be a new pledge. The board agreed. I was the first divorced woman to be allowed in. The parties that came along with college and sorority life removed the naivete of being a small-town girl. Guys came and went at the rate of a revolving door. My favorite hangout spot was a little pub called the Library. When I told Mother that I was going to the library, I wasn't telling a lie. It became apparent that guys paid a great deal of attention to me as I got older. I learned that with any return consideration, I had free drinks for the night. A couple of beers usually led to the dance floor. Regardless of where I was when music started to play, my foot started to tap. I had learned to dance as a child at the square dances my parents took me to. Of course, high school dances had been fun too, but I was learning that the rhythm of my body matched the beat of the music in such a way that it became intoxicating to me. Mother would have pulled me off the floor by my ears if she had known. I worked at the Social Security Administration while continuing my college education. I found I enjoyed working. Being raised by two hard-working parents who instilled in me a solid work ethic was paying off. One of my fellow employees, Lisa, came to me in private one day and said that her husband owned a pharmacy. "Rhonda, he's looking for an employee to work as a cashier and greet the customers. I believe you would be perfect for the job." "Really?" I said. "I would love that." Lisa's husband, Andy, interviewed me the next day. He said, "Lisa tells me that you have really strong people skills." I replied, "Well, I was raised by parents who taught me to treat others the way I would like to be treated." I got the job. After giving my 2 weeks' notice at the Social Security Administration, I started work at the drugstore. In 1980, I entered into my second year at Austin Peay, pursuing an associate's degree in office management. Unfortunately, all of my partying freshman year meant that my 2-year degree would take 3 years to complete. It was time to buckle down. It didn't take long for the enchantment of sorority life to wane either. Even though they had welcomed me with open arms, the reality was the other girls were on chapter 2 of their lives, while I felt I was nearing the epilogue of mine. Death, marriage, and divorce had left me riddled with questions about what I was supposed to do with my future. My confusion only increased after receiving a phone call from Paul, my first love. "Rhonda, I was wondering if you'd like to have dinner." I was shocked and bewildered. "Okay," I answered. He replied, "I'll pick you up at 7. Memories flooded my mind right alongside the sting of rejection. I wondered if it were possible to turn back the hands of time. It was good to see Paul. I had changed much more than he, in more ways than one. I was no longer the innocent young girl he had loved. We ate dinner and chatted about life in general. Soon, however, the interrogation started. "What do you want to do with your life?" he asked. "What are your goals exactly? Do you always want to live in this area?" "I really don't know. I'm trying to figure all that out," I answered. "Can I have a glass of wine, please?" I tried to shock him, but he said, of course, as though he didn't care, but he didn't join me. Drinking alone was not as much fun. I didn't like the line of questions coming my way, as it only made me feel worse about myself. I'm so stupid. He's purposely trying to make me feel as though I'm brainless. I realized there must be a purpose for the questions, but what was it? Dinner was over. Paul dropped me off at my apartment, leaving me feeling worthless. I suppose he needed to check a box before moving on with his own life, which was confirmed a short time later when Mother called and told me Paul was getting married. Their announcement picture is in the paper. This is the girl that he left you for, isn't it? Mom asked.